Hey, Penguin Boy speaking, and I've got something to share with y'all. Now, I'm sure you're at least familiar with the term creepypastas. If not, it's one of those stories that are generally or trying to be creepy, depending on who wrote it, with the likes of Slender Man, Jeff the Killer, Sonic.exe, all that stuff. Apparently, there's other types of stories that still fits in with the creepypasta genre. For example, Happy Pastas exists, and it's basically the polar opposite of creepypastas. Just a happy little story starring people like Splendor Man or My Little Cinnamon Bun Jeff the Hugger. Just really positive stuff. But what if I told you that there is another genre of the pastas that are more sad? That's where Feelspastas comes in. Should have been a better name. But anyways, Feelspastas is basically your average creepypasta story, but it has a more emphasis on sadness, depression, or just something emotional in general. This type is pretty new at the time, so the few stories that are out right now is a bit mediocre. It's basically Craig Mario fans' creepypasta's level of writing. I don't know if it's ironic, but he also did a Feelspasta reading, so yeah, we're not gonna talk more about him. Now, the first sightings of those stories can be found on a fandom wiki known as Feelspasta Wiki, where people can write their own emotional stories around movies, shows, video games, and other pop culture. And it also has a rule that trolls pastas aren't allowed, since they want to keep the story serious. Wait a minute. What is a trolls pasta? Hold on. There it is. Okay, let's see. Feelspastas are a subgenre of creepypasta stories that are occasionally written with intentionally poor grammar and cliché plot devices for comedic effect. Feelspastas will commonly poke fun at well-known creepypasta clichés, varying from haunted game/file stories to lost episode stories to simply horrific allegations of internet memes and Mary Sue's/Bad OC's parent training to cliched creepypasta. So it's basically creepypastas, but it's a bunch of shit posts. I like that. keeps my positive energy going once I'm done. Anyways, we're getting distracted. So there's one where someone's pet rabbit pretty much dies, but that's not really the story we're gonna look for. I found one where it's a cartoon series anyone at any age can enjoy. The story in particular is known as The Powerpuff Girls, The Death of Professor Utonia. So right now, I'm essentially reading something like a fanfiction, a terrible fanfiction to say the least. So forgive my spelling errors, okay? Okay, let's go. The Powerpuff Girls is the best show on Cartoon Network, but sometimes it can make us cry. Hope you get some tissues in preparation as I narrate this. It'll take more than that just to make me cry. I went to the library to check out some Powerpuff Girls DVDs, till one caught my eye. It was titled as The Powerpuff Girls The Best of Bubbles. I went to check the episode list on the back cover. They were Octagon, All Chalked Up, City of Frownsville, City of Nutsville, Bubblevicious, and of course a very curious title, The Death of Professor Utonia. So in this story, the writer discovers a Powerpuff Girls DVD solely focused on Bubbles, but there's a specific episode that the writer never knew, and it's about Utonium's death. Mom was so proud of me, so she let me keep it until I bring it back. I went to my room and put it on my DVD player. The opening was normal and had the logo after the FBI warning screen. Then I went to the DVD menu, the buttons were play, pick an episode, blah blah blah. So he binge-watched the series until he gets to the death episode. And this is where the sad happenings happen, along with a warning that doesn't really spark any seriousness. It could really go like, disclaimer, the following content contains imagery that may not be suitable for those who are easily sensitive. And it's also dedicated to a fan of the show. Never knew a multi-billionaire company would care so much for a fan. Lucky bastard.
So Utonium got killed by Mojo Jojo, as well as breaking the fourth wall with the narrator. And the death was so sad, even the narrator starts crying, since, well, the original series does have creative input for the narrator. I said narrator 3 times in one sentence, wow. Now the rest of the story is just one big sad fest where everyone gets to know about the situation, and it results with tears being shedded and a lot of sobbing. And I bet the girls kicked Mojo's ass after that. Thus, the credits roll with a sad variation of the credits theme, though the plays normally after it. I guess the creators doesn't want to make the episode even more sad. Though it turns out that a hater of the show, who's a murderer, decided to breach into the company and made the episode to upset the audience. That was a comment left by Warner Brothers, which is super rare for a company to leave out a comment, so this is unrealistic. But in the end, the murderer got sentenced, executed, and died. So there is a bit of unrealistic moments here and there, but what can you expect from a lost episode on kids' DVD stories? It's pretty boring. If I had to give them advice on improving their stories, I would advise them to not write down "get a tissue" or something. Just let the story take you where it wants to take you. Like every story written. And 2, it doesn't really have to revolve around a lost episode or something, or even about someone's death. It could be something else completely, like most well-written creepypasta stories like Slenderman. Though, if you want to play a game that, in my experience, has sad moments, try Another Code Recollection or any of the Another Code games.
You have a friend with you?
Oh, yeah. This is, Mario. Yep, Mario.
Mario, eh?
Wowie zowie!
But hey, it's still a new genre, so it takes time to have an actual emotional story written without having to be a freaking DVD that I recently borrowed from the library, just for the sake of nostalgia. Who knows, maybe there are some competent people who will actually write something emotional. But that's for another time, hopefully. Anyways, that's everything. Thanks for watching, and take care.
Where's Bubbles?
She's probably upstairs combing her hair so she'll be the prettiest kid at the party!
I'm gonna be the prettiest!